we have not been able to automate within our company. And so we need that like extra piece of like brain power.
So we're interviewing you. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah.
This has been
Hi.
cool. So
I just wanted feedback.
I do actually. And actually, you have any other feedback? Like,
My
how's
other
it?
people are great.
Why?
Why are they great?
Yeah.
Incredibly hardworking, thoughtful, fitting into our company culture, and just good people. And a high attention to detail. That's something that's most important for us
Yeah.
in these types of roles. And I'm like, it's pretty cool.
What when you first signed up to today, what would you go back and tell your brand new self hiring MyOutDesk? And then like what was that? And what would you tell somebody else who's never signed up with us?
It's a great way to get efficient, effective employees.
Efficient, effective employees. I love it. Okay. And what did you have to put together in order to work virtually with our folks? Like, what was a learning curve or challenge, or what was like, oh, I've got to do it like this with those with folks in the Philippines? You know, like what was the thing?
Well, given that we were building a business so quickly in 6 months,
Yeah.
we had to build systems in order for people to be successful within those systems.
Yep.
But we actually found that at least the first Rosh who I hired through you, just so effective at filling, like when systems weren't there, just making things happen and making sure things didn't fall through the cracks because she was so detail oriented. And then the second person who I hired through you, Miki, just started building her own systems within the chaos of our company's crazy explosive growth. And I think that was, for those two, was very effective to sort of plug the holes in the places that we were just like, we need more eyes on things so that things don't fall through the cracks.
Right. Right. And so you were building a plane while flying, hiring our people, and how has that gone? Like, what are your thoughts around that?
I mean, that's where I think there's, it's detail oriented work that we have not been able to automate within our company. And so we need that like extra piece of like brain power to get that work over the finish line.
Yeah, you needed human intelligence, not automated intelligence or a system. You needed a human in that spot. How did you find out about MyOutDesk? Like, what was the connector? Like, how did you get introduced? I'm just kind of curious.
Somebody had told my brother, who's also an entrepreneur in real estate, about you. And I know you have a real estate niche. I said, well, we're not in real estate, but is there any way you could help us? And we needed very quick onboarding. And at that time, you literally within, I think, a week had a person for me.
Okay, what's your future plans? Like, how are we going to serve you in the future? Like, what's your thought around that?
Yeah, well, now that we have your incredible talent pool, the labor is less expensive than the previous labor that we were using to do similar types of roles. And so as we get back to in-person, we're going to need to continue to grow that whole business essentially. So either we'll reallocate virtual resources over to in-person, or we'll just be growing and hiring additional resources to fill that scale.
What's your because we believe in a blended model. Our business, most of our clients, what we're teaching them is take from your US team as much as you can and put them focused on driving revenue and loving on clients. Like, that's the whole world, right? Internal team doing that, our people come in, and it's a blended model. You're in that space. What are you seeing companies do? What are you seeing your demand? What does it look like? So give us your knowledge. Drop some knowledge bombs on the rest of the country. Like, what are your impressions? What are your thoughts?
Travel is about to explode. We're seeing crazy trends on back to in-person. We have spent this past year on the B2B side. We have a lot of corporate clients who are doing team building with us, entertaining clients. And I believe that remote teams is also here to stay. So I believe that the virtual piece and the component will still be a new sort of market and every present market and product line for the future.
But how do you suggest people bring folks back to the office with this virtual world and do an event and respect everybody? I mean, I'm guessing that's your area of genius, in the space. You probably had more conversations than anybody. So what's the best way to do that?
Yeah. I don't think anybody has that silver bullet right now, but there are definitely a lot of theories as to what is an office space going to be used for in the future? How are you going to think about that office? And for me, one of the ways that I'm thinking about it is the office is really the place that people are going to come together socially for connection, especially as companies move towards sometimes you can be remote. This week, you 3 days from home, 2 days in the office. Also recognizing that they were still productive and highly efficient with people working remotely. Like you having teams in the Philippines, it still works. It's still, you didn't have to be in person, and now there's incredible tools to be using to connect teams remotely. And and I think that companies have also realized that the costs are a lot less if they have remote driven teams.
Okay, so working with MyOutDesk, let's wrap up. Just thoughts. What would you tell people? And thanks for your time. This has been fun. Final words of encouragement.
It's a great way to get diversity and multiple perspectives onto your team, in addition to incredibly detail-oriented, thoughtful, hardworking people.
There you go. Well, thank you so much for your time. I am blown away. I finally have met the saleswoman who sold ice to Eskimos. So that is fantastic. And again, thanks for your time today. It's been eye-opening.
Thanks, Daniel.